Y'all, this is the last part of Beauty in Black before we have to wait for the next part of the season to drop. Last time, Rain was plotting on getting revenge on the girl who put insulation foam in her Brazilian butt lift. Daga's about to do the procedure when Rain shows up at the door. The confrontation quickly escalates. Daga's about to shoot Rain, but Officer Alex shoots Daga in the head. Then he turns the gun on Shake Shake and kills her too. But Rain stops Alex before he can shoot Adeline. Alex thinks they should not leave a witness, but Rain wants to keep Adeline alive, knowing that Adeline is also a victim of Jules. Meanwhile, while Charles is asleep, Dustin contacts Andy to tell him they should continue with the plan to rob the house. Officer Alex takes Rain to his house to help her clean up the blood on her. Alex is desperate to prove himself. He knows that Kimmy and Rain are his way to get away from Jules, but Rain still doubts him. "Girl, that man just killed for you. Let him eat your kitty." Roy bangs 3 women in the club, including Felicia. He doesn't have trouble keeping it up like he usually does. And afterwards, a girl cleans his mayonnaise up with a hot, wet rag, but it's too hot, so Felicia slaps her silly. Roy can't stop asking about Kimmy. When he returns home, he's pissed to see her working in her little orifice. Whitman, the head of security, asks him to leave, stating that Horace gave the order. Even Kimmy comes out just to tell Roy off. Furious, Roy announces that when Horace dies, he would gladly piss on his grave. Horace hears this and decides to teach Roy a lesson. He orders his guards to hold Roy down while he pisses all over him. Horace is really out here living his golden years and giving Roy a golden shower. The next day, Norman visits Olivia at her house. He knows that Olivia has a debt of $1 million and soon she'll be drowning in debt. Olivia is aware that it was Norman who blew up Judge Harold's house, but Norman denies it. On top of that, they have to attend the board meeting to officially meet their new boss, Kimmy. Olivia still believes that half of Horace's money should be hers, which is why she despises Kimmy so much. Mallory is ready to go, but Roy is still in bed. They know they all have to be there because missing a mandatory meeting means they'll be fine. She found his pissed clothes and assumes one of his hoes did some kinky stuff. And when he tells the truth, Mallory says it's none of her business. Horace is about to leave the country to get his treatment abroad. Angel wishes him the best and even wants to accompany him. Horace even gifts him an expensive watch. Angel is extremely grateful for everything, especially now that he's allowed to stay in Horace's house and use some of his cars. Angel's ready to get on his knees to secure Dat Bag. Before leaving, Horace advises Kimmy to be strong. Attorney Varney will be there to help her when she finally faces everyone. Over at Charles's house, Varney wants to kick Dusty out. Dustin corrects his name, but Varney says he didn't stutter. Varney tells Charles he has to be at the meeting because he can't afford to lose any more money if he gets fined, but Charles doesn't care. He even lets Dustin stay a little longer, just to piss Varney off. While Officer Alex is driving Horace to the airport, he reveals that Rain went to the club the night before. Early that morning, Mallory goes over to Horace's house to greet Kimmy. She puts on a professional act and formally introduces herself. Angel is mesmerized by her perky melons, but both Rain and Kimmy know that Mallory is only putting on an act, but is secretly enraged now that Kimmy is the new COO. As soon as Mallory leaves, she says,
"This bitch think I'ma deal with this bullshit. She got me fucked up."
Mallory is determined to show Kimmy who's really running the company. And as for her driver, Mallory is getting pissed and is never satisfied with the men Jules is sending her. Meanwhile, a delivery van pulls over in front of Charles's house. It's Andy with 2 other masked men, ready to rob the house. Andy stays in the van while Dustin and the other 2 attack Charles, forcing him to say where the safe is. Charles fights back despite being outnumbered. Then he grabs a gun and shoots them all dead. Talk about post-nut clarity. After Andy hears the gunshots, he nopes the F out of there. Charles tries calling Varney, but Varney is still pissed at him, so he doesn't answer the phone. So Charles tries contacting Roy instead. But Roy is busy flirting with Felicia. He likes how Felicia treats him like a king, so he wants to see her again. Roy finally answers Charles's call, but doesn't give him time to explain. Charles is so shocked he can't tell Roy he just killed 3 people. Roy is also about to head to the company to attend the mandatory meeting. He's completely unaware that Felicia is still in bed with Officer Traxon. She's playing them both, but Roy has completely bought the lie she's selling. Just a few doors down from where they are, there's been a double homicide. Officer Traxon immediately reports it to Jules, saying that it was Shake Shake who died and Big Back Daga, but the young girl Adeline is missing. They figure the hit was professional, and that's when Traxon says Rain was at the club the night before. Jules suspects that it was Alex who did it, but Traxon assures him that Alex is not capable of doing something like that without Jules's order. As soon as Jules leaves, Traxon tells Alex that Jules suspects him. Horace is already on the plane. He calls Angel to let him know he gets his own credit card. Damn, Angel hasn't even licked his Tootsie Pop yet. Then Horace wishes Kimmie good luck. To encourage Kimmie even more, he reminds her of the mistreatment she received in Jules's hands. So Kimmie gets changed, ready to show the Belfries who they're working for now. As soon as Kimmie leaves, Sylvie goes to the barn to check out the horses. Angel accompanies her. Sylvie annoys him quickly when she points out that Angel sleeps with Horace. Angel denies this and leaves the girl alone. That's when Sylvie meets Glenn, a young cowboy man who looks after the horses, who is also Jules's son. Meanwhile at the company, Olivia and Norman are getting tired of waiting. Even though they are both against Horace, they are not on each other's sides. They all want the money in the company for themselves. But Norman has already heard of Angel, and he's getting suspicious about Horace's connection with the Latino boy. If only they knew that Horace loves uncut Latino D. As for Roy, he wants Jules to bring Felicia to the company so she can be his assistant. Jules is against this, saying Felicia can't even count. Roy rebuts, saying she can count to 12 because she had 12 inches last night. However, Jules is confused.
Are you talking about you, sir?
Because Jules knows Roy can barely get hard at 5 inches. He refuses to follow Roy's request. Even though Roy is his boss and they are both in the money laundering scheme at the club, Jules thinks Roy is making a huge mistake. As for Angel, he's too busy picking a car to use when Whitman spots him. Whitman doesn't understand why Horace is letting Angel use his cars when Roy and Charles are not allowed to. But Angel plays it cool, saying that he saved Horace before from getting robbed, which is why the old man is giving him special treatment. Angel gets his own black card and gets his car. Angel keeps saying the N-word and it's PMO so bad.
Appreciate it, Mr. Butler, nigga.
Kimmie is on the phone with Horace. Horace tells her to come in late and make everyone wait. He wants his entire family to feel uncomfortable with Kimmie's arrival. Mallory arrives a little early and confronts Jules. She wants Calvin back, but Jules explains that Roy had him removed, both Calvin and Jillian. Mallory is never pleased with the staff Jules gives her. The lobby is also crowded, as Horace emailed everyone asking them to greet Kimmie as soon as she walks out of the elevator. Mallory hates this, but she assures Varney that she will handle Kimmie just fine. She's ready to put on a fake smile and be nice to Kimmie just to play her. However, her day is already ruined because Kimmie is late. When she walks in, everyone welcomes her warmly. Mallory butts in and starts talking to take charge of the situation. But Kimmie doesn't give in, fights back, and takes the lead. Everyone is shocked. She makes Roy lead her to her office, but Mallory is already determined to make Kimmie's life a living hell. Back at the mansion, Rain wakes up and looks for Sylvie. She heads to the stables and hears her moaning. When she finds a man on top of Sylvie, she grabs a rake to save her. Glenn keeps moving back to avoid the rake and ends up falling over the railing in the balcony. All those muscles for nothing. Sylvie says she wasn't being assaulted, but it's already too late because Glenn is already dead. No, not the eye candy. Rain panics as she doesn't know what to do with the body. Sylvie wants to call the police, but Rain stops her from doing so. Sylvie is so upset, she leaves Rain to deal with the body. So Rain contacts Officer Alex to ask for help. Alex reveals that the boy is Jules's son. Rain is terrified. She just dragged the body, but still hasn't disposed of it. Alex promises to help her as soon as he returns. Rain tries calling Angel, but Angel is with his baby mama. Yolanda is shocked to see that Angel is still alive. Angel says he's busy working, then produces a stack of money for Yolanda and their son. But Yolanda refuses to accept it and threatens to shoot Angel if he doesn't leave right away. This baby mama is dumb AF. Horace arrives at the cancer clinic in Italy, and the doctor looks exactly like Horace's type. At the office, Kimmie warns Roy that she's just looking for a reason to fire him, and if he continues to annoy her, she might do just that. Roy doesn't take her seriously and is determined to defy her. Kimmie reminds Roy that he's both incompetent and impotent. Mallory walks in, saying that Kimmie is needed to start the meeting, but Kimmie tells her to get the F out. Both Roy and Mallory are shocked, but Kimmie is unapologetic. Mallory walks out, fuming inside. Kimmie explains to Roy that she used to be nice and kind, but after all the mistreatment she endured, she became the person she is now. Olivia walks in next, and Kimmie also tells her to get the F out. But unlike Mallory, Olivia is not playing around. She tells Roy to leave the room, and then she warns Kimmie to be careful. She reminds Kimmie that she was the original bitch, long before Kimmie arrived. But Kimmie is not a bit shaken. Horace has told her all about Olivia. Kimmy laughs at her face and calls Olivia predictable. Kimmy, don't play. Charles finally arrives, but Varney doesn't even want to talk to him. Feeling scared, Charles tries asking Jules for help, but then decides against it. When Kimmy decides to join the meeting, she lets Horace hear what is being said. Then Kimmy starts to announce her plans for the company, starting from cutting down expenses by changing the marketing strategy. Her plans include getting the company out of debt and dealing with the present plaintiffs. Everyone is surprised by how knowledgeable she is. She also asks Varney to check some LLCs she thinks are connected to the company. Afterward, Norman and Olivia threaten Varney not to follow Kimmy's order. Olivia even threatens to reveal Varney's secret if he decides to check who owns the LLCs Kimmy mentioned. After the meeting, Kimmy talks to Jules in private. She keeps slapping him until he addresses her as Mrs. Bellery. She warns Jules that she knows all about the money laundering scheme at the club, but Jules reveals that he got some dirt on each family member that he can use as leverage someday. He warns Kimmy not to mess with him, and that's when Kimmy calls Jules' wife, saying she's joining them for dinner. Jules is furious. He warns Kimmy to stay away from his family, especially his kids, or he'll rain hell on her. After all that, Kimmy shares with Horace everything that happened. As soon as they return home, Alex heads to the stables to help Rain. He sees Glenn and says he's not dead yet, but then Kimmy shows up and sees the body. Alex tells them to head back inside while he takes care of the mess. Varney goes to Charles's house to speak to him, and he finds Charles cutting up some bodies with a chainsaw. The bundle of sticks both throw up because of it. Charles reveals what happened, saying he can't have a felony in his record or he'll get kicked out of the will. Varney makes it clear he doesn't want to be a part of any of it. Just then, some masked men claiming to be police officers barge into the house and threaten them with guns. Those were definitely not cops, but now we have to wait until Netflix releases the second half of Season 2. What did y'all think about this mess express, and should we cover the second half in 2026?
Hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe now and turn on the notification because YouTube isn't recommending my videos. And if you'd like to watch more foolishness, click here or here.